Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft is one of the most unlikely and surprisingly sharp crossovers in modern comic book history. Bringing together Cassandra Peterson's iconic horror hostess and the grim architect of cosmic horror, the series embraces absurdity while still respecting the mythos that made Lovecraft's work endure for over a century. The result is a supernatural adventure that doubles as satire, commentary, and affectionate parody. Rather than attempting to force Elvira into Lovecraft's bleak worldview, the comic smartly flips the equation. Lovecraft's mythology is filtered through Elvira's irreverent voice, creating a story that is both playful and surprisingly self-aware. Dynamite Entertainment has a long history of pairing Elvira with unexpected literary and pop culture properties. From Elvira meets Vincent Price to Elvira meets Dracula, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft continues that tradition, but arguably pushes it further than ever before by tackling a body of work that is both influential and controversial. Released in 2024, the series arrived at a time when Lovecraft's legacy was being actively re-examined across media. Rather than ignoring that discourse, the comic leans into it, using humor and character friction as a way to address the contradictions surrounding Lovecraft's influence. The series was published as a limited run, designed to tell a complete story rather than function as an open-ended crossover. The story begins with one of the most absurd, inciting incidents imaginable. Elvira receives a collect call from Cthulhu. That supernatural intrusion launches her into a race against time when she learns that the last remaining copy of the Necronomicon has surfaced, and its misuse could allow the Great Old Ones to reclaim the Earth. Elvira's guide on this quest is the ghost of H.P. Lovecraft himself, an unwanted and deeply irritating companion. Rather than serving as a mentor figure, Lovecraft's spirit is portrayed as rigid, pessimistic, socially oblivious, and perpetually convinced that doom is inevitable. His presence creates constant tension, as Elvira must endure his dour worldview, antiquated beliefs, and obsession with cosmic insignificance while navigating cultists, monsters, and ancient conspiracies. The central question driving the narrative isn't simply whether the world can be saved, but whether Elvira can put up with Lovecraft long enough to save it. At its core, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft is a comedy first, but it never fully abandons the atmosphere of cosmic horror. Eldritch beings, forbidden texts, and apocalyptic stakes remain present throughout the series, grounding the humor in genuine danger.
Hey dark-themed comics fans! Are you ready to take your love for comics and pop culture to the next level? Introducing DTC Shop, your ultimate destination for custom-designed t-shirts and awesome digital comics. Whether you're into horror icons, anime legends, or the dark and gritty world of the boys, we've got something for every fan. Our high-quality, 100% cotton tees let you wear your fandom with pride, while our digital comics bring you epic stories you'll be hard-pressed to find anywhere else. So why wait? Head over to DTC Shop now and gear up with the coolest merch and some of the most underrated comics in the game. Because being a fan isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And now, our feature presentation.
One of the book's strongest thematic through lines is the contrast between nihilism and agency. Lovecraft's worldview emphasizes humanity's insignificance in a cold, uncaring universe, while Elvira represents defiance, adaptability, and survival through wit. The comic uses this contrast to gently critique Lovecraft's philosophy without dismissing the importance of his ideas. The series also subtly addresses Lovecraft's controversial legacy. Rather than ignoring his personal flaws, the comic incorporates them into his characterization, allowing Elvira's reactions to serve as commentary without turning the story into a lecture. Visually, the series balances classic horror aesthetics with expressive, comedic character work. Eldritch horrors are rendered with genuine menace, while Elvira's exaggerated expressions and body language keep the tone playful. This contrast reinforces the book's core identity: cosmic horror filtered through camp. The artwork frequently leans into homage, echoing vintage horror comics and pulp illustrations while maintaining modern pacing and clarity. Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft succeeds because it understands both properties deeply. It does not mock Lovecraft's creations, nor does it dilute Elvira's personality to fit a darker tone. Instead, it allows both to clash openly, using humor as a lens to examine legacy, influence, and the enduring appeal of horror storytelling. For longtime Lovecraft readers, the series offers a playful reinterpretation of familiar concepts. For Elvira fans, it's another example of her ability to thrive in any genre thrown her way. And for new readers, it serves as an accessible entry point into cosmic horror without requiring encyclopedic knowledge. Published in 2024, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft stands as one of Dynamite Entertainment's most clever crossovers, proving that cosmic dread and camp comedy can coexist when handled with intelligence and respect. It's a story about eldritch terror, clashing worldviews, and the simple truth that sometimes the fate of the universe depends on whether two wildly incompatible personalities can work together. And if nothing else, it finally answers an age-old question. What happens when cosmic nihilism meets a woman who absolutely refuses to take it seriously?